Okay, so here's the IoTex EPA simulator dApp. So I've already got a little bit running, so that because I just tested again, but I wanted to show a quick video just showing some of the main functionality of it, and getting the idea of the flow. So this has already been deployed. In this case it's truffle config, so I've got some addresses set up. I've got the owner address who has owner privileges. I've got this one I'm calling other admin. I haven't added him yet, but I will. And then I've got a non-owner account in case, but the main thing is owner and the other admin. So if you are the owner, you could add another admin. So what I'll do is just to show how you can add other admin, I'm going to go to the other admin account and copy it, go back to the owner, and then now when I submit and confirm, you'll see that it added that address up here in the admin list, and that's because that admin list is getting is calling the blockchain and getting the admins, which is a public variable, so it's got a getter. So I added him as an admin, but so he's going to be able to initiate deals, and then we'll see later that if you're not an admin, you're not able to initiate deals. So what does the flow of this dApp look like? So basically you can register, anybody can register a device, so even the non-owner can register a device. Non-owner, he can register a device, so this is has to be 15 characters. So this is a device, he can go to register it, he can confirm it. It will say, look, this address is not whitelisted, that's associated with that device's public key, because through the Pedal simulator I generated a public key, because he's not an admin. So unfortunately he can't do anything about that except contact an admin, but then it comes up with the devices he owns. But if this non-admin was to try to then say, okay, I'm going to whitelist this address, unfortunately he's not going to be able to. And there's also checks on the back end too. He's also not going to be able to originate deals. So the non-admin can just basically register devices. Other than that, initiating deals, they can search for a device, but by the IMI, so IMEI, but so I think I had another just easy to remember one. So they can search for a device because that's public knowledge on the blockchain and get the address and the device address, but that's really about all they can do is just register addresses. So let's go back to a little more interesting account, the owner or the other admin. So alright, so once you have your devices, the main idea here is you're going to initiate a deal. So you're going to need some company address and company ID. Again, in a real world app that had more time to build out like a subgraph, you would actually use these to index, but we're just going to kind of use them to show how this is working. Alright, so you've got company address, company ID, and then the device IMEI that's going to be used to monitor the deal. So you have to put one that's registered. And then you got some parameters here. So the deal balance. So as we'll see, when you initiate the deal, automatically the balance from this state monitor balance should change and go down because it's going to shift money into escrow. So that's automatically done in the background because the smart contract calls that. In addition to that, we're going to hit the current data, and initially it should be zeros for the total successes. But once we verify the data then of the deal using the UUID, then if the device was whitelisted, and there is some randomness built in, but we should see a certain number of successes. Okay, and if the successes are enough, we should see automatically the escrow count go down because it made some sort of payout based on the successes. All right, so that's the idea. So actually, let me get just a address to copy. Okay. All right, so we'll get back here to owner. Okay, so I'll try to make this one quick because I know. Alright, so I'm going to initiate a new deal. So I've got a couple here, but let's just go through the process. So this is A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever. The device, let's just use B, 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 B. Make it easy. Deal balance, so this will check if it actually works, that the balance should go up by the escrow balance was 12500, so let's put something like, you know, something that we'll notice, 600. And minimum number of successes, that's the minimum you need for any type of payout, so we'll just say 5. And then maximum is to get 100% of the payout, so I'll say 9. You can only do up to 12 in the demo, but that's just to keep it simple in the demo. Alright, and then you put a gas target. That target is what you have to be under. So if you're under the target, it's successful. If you're over the target, you were too, your air was too dirty, so you do not get counted as success. So to be a success, you have to have the proper time. You have to be before the end time, which is the deal length 30 days. We'll set an end time 30 days from now. You have to be before the end time. You have to be whitelisted, and you have to be under the gas target. Alright, so let's initiate this deal. So confirm. Okay, says it was confirmed. Okay. Now sometimes this takes a minute, so maybe I'll refresh to speed it up. Okay, so we see a new deal here. So I'm going to first check this verify info. Oh, the other thing we can do is check, did the escrow balance change from 125, and it did. It added 6 plus, you know, 6 million or whatever, and it actually drew down from here. So that's built in, so it automatically kicks it to the escrow contract. So that's nice. Okay, so I copy this new deal here, and let's see what the current deal data is. Just a little alert I've got. Says there's no successes. Okay, so that's not right, did I? Actually put that one in right. There we go. I accidentally had a space, so you have to be a little careful. The UUID is exact, and I copied the space behind it. So, okay, so this looks better. I just put a success of 0. Well, I didn't put a success of 0. I haven't verified it yet, so it's got no successes. Okay, it's got no total current counts. That's also correct. We put in a min threshold of 5 and a max threshold of 9. So that is the deal we just did. Reading that as a struct off the blockchain. So now I'm going to, and again, when you're copying, you got to be a little careful, because if you pull in a space or a tab, it's not going to, basically it just doesn't come up, so it's not going to be able to read it. So I have to first run get verified data, so it actually pulls in and gets the data according to that address and gets some simulator data in the background, and then you saw this verify tab pop in. So now this is, the way I've got it set up now is a little bit obnoxious, so you do have to actually verify each confirmation, and there's 12 of them, so just keep clicking. This would be something that if I had a little more time, of course, I would optimize for the user experience, so you don't have to sit here and click. But for now, basically what it's doing is it's taking each row of data, iterating through what I gave it on the simulator, and it is kicking it to a function that is trying to say, you know, whether basically it's trying to say whether it's a success or not. So some of these will be successes and some won't, because there's some randomness built in. So we had 12 counts, which is correct, and now we had 6 successes. So because we had 6 successes, we should have had a, but we didn't get the max, we should have had a partial payout. So the escrow should have went down a little bit. So let's see, it was like 6125 before, and now actually it looks like it paid quite a bit, because you automatically pay half, so you should have paid something like 50 or 60, something like 70% of the money. So, but it didn't go all the way down. So it looks like it did do a partial payout from the escrow. So that is correct. So, but anyway, so that's kind of a quick demo of how it runs. Obviously, there's, if I had another month or whatever, I would do some serious debugging and add in a few extra things and user experience. But it was a fun experience for sure. And kind of running right up against the deadline. So this is what I got, and I hope it makes sense. And again, thanks again for the opportunity, IoTex team, because this was very fun and good learning experience. I look forward to working with you guys in the future. Bye.